Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Glad you're with us tonight. And let's see who's here first of all. That's my brother in law, my sissy. I love you guys. And there's James Dixon and Vincent Kelly. Been missing you, Vincent. I love you. And then there's Joe. Hello, Joe. I'm glad you're with us. And there's Norman. Norman Armstrong. Had you on my heart, sweetheart. And there's Pat. Hope you're feeling well, Pat. And there's Dee Dee. Hope school was good today, Dee Dee. And you and George are doing well. Enjoyed our conversation with you last night. Was it last night? Well, Sunday or whatever. We enjoyed it. Your ear bothering you, huh?
Yeah, my ears.
You might see him do his head like this. That's because his ears acting up. But we're here and we're live and in color. Live and in color. And let's see, what are we going to do? I normally would do the I ams, but I'm going to do just something a little bit different than the I ams this time. I'm going to make the I ams a little bit less abstract, and a little bit more personal. How about that? And I didn't print them out, so you're going to have to just follow me. Hey, Sister Chris. So I want you to follow me, all right? These are our I ams. And it's the law of I am. So we all know that the I am means that is God's name. That is who God is. I am. And we're not talking about this personal self that we are. We're talking about the essence of God. I am that essence. But I want to bring it down into something really, really practical. How about we say, I am ready to meet life. I am ready to meet life.
Or I am ready to meet and hear my real self.
Yes. I am capable of handling whatever is presented to me. How about that? I am capable of handling whatever is presented to me. I am wise enough to make good decisions. And we're still taking the Lord's name, which is I am, and we're not going to use it in vain. We're going to put something that's good behind it, because that's what will be created if we use it that way. If we say anything negative about ourselves behind the I am, we will create something, and that's taking the Lord's name in vain. So I am wise enough to deal with whatever is presented to me. I am strong even when I feel weak. And you can type these out if you want. Norman's doing that now. Pastor Norman's doing that.
And here's another one.
All right.
I am the wisdom of God.
I am the wisdom of God.
I am the how to, when to, what to of God.
And the reason I'm doing it this way is because a lot of times when we do the I am affirmations, our mind can't relate to it. But our mind can relate to this. I am strong enough to deal with whatever's presented to me. It doesn't fight and resist you as much. Okay? I am pure awareness.
And when you talk like this, out open, you are using what is called the bypass system. And it talks about it in the Bible, which in this simple way it said, if I pray in tongues, my mind is unfruitful, which means the mind may get in it, but there's a part of your mind that cannot get in on the mystery, the truth behind what you are saying.
Yes. Now, I am pure awareness. I am fulfilled, or I am full of the goodness of God. How about that? I am full of the goodness of God. I am rich both in both spirit and materiality. How about that? I am rich in both spirituality and materiality. That's good. How about this one? I am a money magnet. I like that one. I am a money magnet. Type that in. Type it in. I am a money magnet.
Don't wait until you get money, see money, or feel like money. Say it anyway. Money, the presence of it, is already waiting to hear from your true self.
So these are more practical ways of using the I am. And the I am is your God power. Okay? I am responsible. I am responsible for my own decisions, and I am responsible for in my life. I am alert. I am alert enough to see ahead of what's happening. I am alert enough to have hindsight, foresight, and insight.
And I am God's sight.
Yes. Yes, that's good. That's good. Yes. I am proactive versus reactive. I am proactive. I take action before something comes up. I am proactive. I like this one. This is kind of funny, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I want you to visualize it when I say it. I am rolling in money.
And say, after that, I'm rolling money. Money and I are friends.
Yes. And we're using the I am to create, or not so much to create, but to catapult the creativity of God to have these things actually take place. We're not trying to become this. This is what the I am is. And so we can just say it. And this is another one. I wanted to say this one. This was good. I wrote it down. I am full of hope and positive faith. I am sure of a positive outcome. I am sure of a positive outcome.
I might be going too fast.
If we're going too fast, tell me to slow down. Tell me to slow down. Say
this one. Money, I found out, is running me down. It's been looking for me to fill my bank account and my pockets.
Okay, but you're taking us way out. I mean, that's still the I am, but you're taking us on into the affirmations.
I am attracting. Good. I am attracting wealth and prosperity.
Exactly. I am a money magnet. Okay, how about this one? I am courageous even in the face of fear. I like that one. I am secure no matter what the circumstances look like. I am financially stable. I got a few more. I wrote them down last night, so go ahead.
I am made out of the stuff that money loves to be around. Money loves me because it is my friend, not my servant.
Okay. How about this one? I am master of this life.
Yep.
I am master of this life. I am happy and content. I am full of hope and positive faith. I am determined to experience my good. I am sure of a positive outcome. I am receiving all of my good. I am recovered from any and all ailments or disease. Now that's a good one. We need to say that every day for these bodies. I am recovered from any and all ailments and disease. I am at ease, not diseased. I am relaxed and calm. I am balanced and grounded.
You know what? When I was little, the old guys in the moonshine house would come in and they would have their hand in their pocket and they'd be making a jingling sound. It's called the money sound. What they would do.
You're stuck on the money thing.
Yeah. Right? What they would do is get a couple of dollars, maybe 2 or 3, and turn it into change. and rattle it in their pocket just to hear the sound of money in their ear, because money is attracted to the sound of acceptance and expectations.
Okay. How about this one? I am loved. I am respected. Therefore, I don't have to see others respect me. I am confident enough to take advantage of every opportunity that's presented to me. These are ways to use the I am to speak your truth and give it a foundation to happen in your life. Give it the foundation to happen in your life. And we're not saying these things trying to create this. We are simply making the declarations of statements of truth regarding us. I am confident to face every and take advantage of every opportunity that's presented to me. That's good, isn't it?
Money loves the way I talk about it.
There you go with money again.
Because it is a walking, talking, moving experience of pure energy that comes from God.
Okay. Now, God is I am. The I am is formless. It's not a body. It's not a big man in the sky. It's a formless self-awareness. I am is formless self-awareness. It is unconditioned awareness. But your thoughts give that formless God form. So whenever you say I am, you are giving it a form to house or to construct. So I am is not your human self or your ego. So when we say this, we're not talking about Antoinette. We're not talking about Clifton. We're not talking about Norm. We're not talking about Sharon. We're not talking about any of you guys' name and personality. That I am is formless self-awareness, okay? Which is what God is. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about this, because it's important that we start using the I ams. Now, we have had the I ams before, and we use them in a more spiritual manner, and they're good, but sometimes we lose the practicality of it. And I don't want to lose the practicality of it, because this is how speaking the name of God about the truth of yourself makes things happen for your good. Let me move this banner out of the way here. It's in the way. So when we say, based on our other I am affirmations, I am complete, that's good, but it doesn't get, we need to add something to that the mind can actually see and agree with. Get your mind to agree with it. Okay? I hope that makes sense to you. I hope it makes sense. Jill says she likes this. Yes, yes. So your I am affirmations you should be able to say them till your mind agrees. And so find ways to add things to it that will get your mind involved, and your mind won't resist everything that's being said. So when we say I am ageless and unbound and nameless, then that's the essence of who we are. But how do we use those things in our practical lives? And that's where it's beneficial. I just thought I'd bring that out today, because that's where I am right now. I want to use the I ams. I want to use the power that God is in me, as me, and I want to know how to access it, and I want to know how to use it.
And say this: I am the in me, as me, Christ self, absolutely culminating itself in the present moment. That's a big word.
That's a lot. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Christ is the present moment me. That is the present moment everyone that I see.
And so you're expanding on it. Yes, yeah. Yes. So if I said I am blessed, that's good. But how about we say I am blessed with all of the abundance that God wants me to have? Now that feels good, doesn't it? Doesn't that feel good? And see, it's all about making your your mind and your emotions come along with you so it doesn't resist you.
I want to give you guys insight into a revelatory miracle. The gift of working of miracles is the ability to operate in the energy of your pure self, God identity. My garage door is open right to the main turn,
because we live
to
on
the
the
street,
corner. Yeah, we
right
live
on the
corner.
corner.
So our garage
Everybody-
faces one of the streets.
Everybody that ride by here to see me sitting in my sewing machine wave. So the other night I was sitting in there watching television, and I had an interruption on the main line. Hot red telephone was picked up, and heaven on the inside of me showed me what was going on when these people are waving their hands at me. Some of them will stop, get out their car, and come up to me and say, "What are you doing? I see you sitting here waving at people. I want to know what you're doing." And then somebody told me, asked me the other day, was I what they call that sale? What is everybody have a yard sale? It said, "Is this what
were you having a yard sale?"
This is the yard sale.
They
I said,
probably
no.
looked at our garage and thought we were having a garage sale.
And some people come by and they see the toys and the trucks and things that make on the table, and they want to know, are they real? Yeah. Here it is. I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, I hit the switch unconsciously and was over into that realm where I could see through people. And I looked up and I saw Jesus inside of every last one of them. See, they think they're just waving their hand physical. Their mind is physically endowed with that identity. But I looked beyond their hand and I saw the pure self of every last one of them, and Jesus waving at me inside their bodies, inside their hand. He said, "I'm letting you know that I put you here on myself here on this corner so that I can show you who I am in people that don't recognize me in them."
I think that God has placed every last one of us where he wants us,
Yep.
where he wants to be, in and as us.
Because he told me, he said, "I'm going to show you me. But when I show you me, I'm going to show you you."
How about this one? I am unaddicted. Let's expand on that. I am unaddicted to sugar. I am unaddicted to cigarettes. I am unaddicted. So let's add to it. Add to it so we can become more deliberate about our I ams and about our creativity. Let's do that. I want you to give me some that you think that will be good for you, and let me know what you think. I'll leave them up here so we can maybe pick one and do that.
We have always been on the right track. The big lie of the ego is that you got to get something from God in order to be on the right track. And then some of us can be on the right track and not know it. Here's a clue to this thing. I wrote it down, and I did because I want to make sure I hit this thing right with you. The only thing that is needed for us to show that we are on the right track is us. I said, "Well, what you mean us?" He said, "You." I said, "Who? What you?" He said, "I'm not talking about the you that was born in physical birth, like Jesus said to Nicodemus. You must be born again." The born again I'm talking about is not getting saved. The born again is you waking up to the new real you that always have been and never ever have to go anywhere to be noted. It said here, your pure God identity, Sarah, is a clue to you recognizing whether something is or is not of your God identity.
Yes. So I like what you said, Jill. She said, "I am unaddicted to social media." Vincent says, "I am present and I am now." Yes. So use your I am, because the I am is your taking the name of God. But what are you going to do with it after you take it?
Hey.
You take it, and then that's why it says in the scriptures to let the weak say, "I am strong." Let the poor say, "I am rich." He didn't tell you to say, "I am weak." You remember there was an old song that used to sing, "Precious Lord." How that song
Take
go?
my hand, lead me on.
Let me stand. I am tired.
Yeah.
I am weak.
Yeah, I am on.
Reverend Knight would do this, cross it out, cross that out. He said, let the weak
Precious
say,
Lord.
let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. So it's when you take the name I am, which is God, what do you do with it? When you put on the end of that, and when you expand it, whatever you say with that, God actually makes happen. Now, I won't say it happens instantaneously, but it certainly gets the ball rolling.
Long time ago, people said, and this is a revelation I'm going to show you. Have you made Jesus Lord yet? I investigated into the esoteric truth behind the impact of that. Did you? Now, this is going to blow your socks off. And if you ladies, I hope you guys ain't got no pantyhose on, but if you guys got some
well,
pantyhose
these
on,
days they might have some pantyhose.
You need to grab your pantyhose and get you a wrench or something and tighten them up, because I'm getting ready to blow them off. Here's what he meant when he said, make Jesus Lord. You want to make Jesus Lord only when there's something that you need from him or you want from him, that you got to have it die or live or be kicked out of a situation. Do you know what it means to make Jesus Lord? It means this. It means that I am going to see God in everything.
Yes. Not only that, remember there's a scripture also, and I don't know where the scripture is, but I know it's in the Old Testament. He said, he is the Lord of lords.
That's right.
So that means we are lords. So you can be a landlord. I am a landlord. I am Lord of whatever you want to. So it's about taking your rightful position as a God in this earth. I like what Sadie said. She says, I am unbothered by different situations in my life. Oh, that's a good one, Sadie. That's a good one.
It can't touch you without touching God.
And when you say that, you are not lying. Your mind would say, mind would say, that's not true.
That's blasphemy.
But when you say I am, that is the truth of what you are. That is God speaking and God doing exactly what you said. I am unbothered by different situations.
I am the stuff, the real, what do you call it, the Mohican. I am
Mohican.
Yeah, I'm the real stuff that God is manifested in the physical, tangible substance of this world. Now, this has not been arrogant.
No, it's not.
It's not been lifted up. Hey, the problem is you already lifted up because you're scared to accept the fact that what we're saying and what you've been wanting to say is the truth about yourself.
Well, and this is the other thing, that when we say I am, it's not always something that's said with the mouth, because it's not always conscious. Sometimes it's unconscious and subconscious. So there are I ams running through you all the time. And so when you hear an I am come through you, that adds to it something that you know is not going to be good for you, then you have to convert it.
We used to say the power of darkness, Satan is going to and fro on earth, looking for anybody he can devour. Here's what I changed that and said. The Spirit of God, my true identity, has finally looked to and fro in the earth and have finally, in his infinite present, found himself in my form, and he has decided to manifest that area of himself in my form, and that's the end of darkness for the rest of this entire journey.
Yes.
Glory.
Yes, that's good. I like that.
And you don't have to try to get somebody to pat you on the back. And you definitely don't have to go around standing in the store wanting to advertise it saying, I know who Jesus is now. Cool it.
Do you remember we talk about in Christian religion, we always talk about preaching the gospel. But when he talked about that in the New Testament, he said, go into all the world. He didn't say go into the church. He said, go into all the world and preach to every creature. Now, creatures that's everything. That's your dog, a cat, it's a bird, it's a horse, it's everything. but the gospel must be beyond words. There is only one language that every creature knows. And you know what that language is? It's the language of love.
Yeah.
A dog understands love when you pat it. Every creature understands the language of love. And that is what the gospel is. And that's where we're supposed to preach it to the world and not to the church. And it didn't say preach it to every Christian. He said preach it to every creature.
The best way to get yourself off your hands or get darkness off of your path is to throw light on the fact that you are not reading and studying and praying to try to convince God that you mean what you say. We always look in the book and try to find something. I used to quote the scripture back to God, and this is what you said in John, and this is what you said in Revelation. I done found out I don't have to prove anything to you, anybody else, or God, because I am convinced that me and him and you
I am convinced.
I am convinced. That's why they call you Vincent, because you're convinced.
I am convinced.
Convinced.
Yes.
You're more convinced.
Do you realize that, and I thought about this today, that the 99% of most churches are preaching to Christians. They're not preaching to anybody that's unchurched. Most of the time, they're preaching to Christians, and all of our messages have been tailor made to fit the Christian terminologies, the Christian language, so that we would be accepted or would be thought of as something very popular. We have lost sight of where we're supposed to be preaching the gospel. And preaching the gospel, like I said, it's beyond words. It is the message of love. It's loving people. It's loving everything. And that is what we're talking about. Vincent says, I am convinced, and using his last name. I'm losing his name, Vince.
Jesus said something in John, in the book is 8:5 and 20. For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth. And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. You know, God shoot marbles. You ever shot marbles?
No, it does.
Okay. For as the Father raiseth up the dead, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. And that's union. That's oneness.
Yes.
In other words, if I used to, I take a shower, I get in that. I think like this. God, I'm getting ready to get some of this dirt off of this old house here. And you claim that you're in me, and I tell people that you're in me. Now, here's the deal, God. I'm going to get in that shower. If you don't want to get wet, you stay outside here and wait till I get out, then jump back in me. But since you can't do that, and I don't care if you do it or not, it ain't going to work because you are bound, tied. Back in the old days, that was the day when somebody would murder somebody, the penalty of that killing somebody, they would take the dead body and tie it to them.
They had to walk around with it.
And walk around with that thing tied to them. You are now walking around tied, hooked, sinked, and anchored. I'm going to rest my case.
You're going to rest.
I rest my case. God, if you don't want to get wet, don't get in the shower. Stay out there when I get out. I don't care if you're naked and you got on a swimming suit. I'm getting in here, and that's it. I get God all wet, put soap on him. Then I'll dry him off. Then I'll look at his teeth. God, you got some teeth in there that need to be cleaned. I'm going to clean them for you. He said, okay. God is not against you saying these things to yourself. If there's arrogance in there, you will see it. It'll come up.
Yeah.
He'll show that too. But that don't mean you're supposed to stop.
Now, I want to see if I can introduce you to yourself. I want you to say, I am 3 times, but I don't want you to say it out loud. I want you to just say it inside yourself. Let's say it. Did you say it? Let me know if you said it. Because if you said it, what said that? What heard it? What was the voice that spoke? And if you close your eyes, you can still see I am. And you can see it almost better than you can if you printed it out, typed it out. What sees that? What said that? What hears that? And what sight is that? So you must be more than this body, because you can still speak, you can still hear, you can still see without your body.
That's right.
So you have to be so much more than this body. In fact, your body is what's limiting you.
Hey, I'll tell you a little funny joke.
Okay.
That this little boy was in school, and the teacher was going around asking everybody, do they know different states and what was the capital of certain states.
Mm-hmm.
She came over this little boy and said that Rotterdam is supposed to be the capital of a certain state. And she said what she wanted him to do was give him a sentence of the capital of a state.
Rotterdam.
Yeah, Rotterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And so she came over to little John, and John said, can you give me a sentence with Rotterdam, a certain capital of a state? He said, yeah. He said, my sister stole my candy from me, and I know she took it, and I hope she rot her damn teeth out.
He's so silly. What's it got to do with the price of eggs? Oh my God.
So she stole my candy, and the capital of the state was Rotterdam. He said, I told her she took my candy. I hope it rot her damn teeth out.
He's so silly. You had to get that out, didn't you?
I ain't cussing out.
You had to get that out. Oh my God. So I'm gonna change the channel right here.
Oh Lord.
So if you can see and hear and speak without using your body, then you that is speaking and hearing and seeing is the immortal.
That's right.
That is the immortal and the eternal self. That is it.
That's right.
And it is totally separate from your body in the sense that it is not your body. And it uses your body. It uses this body. That's good stuff there. That's good. You are funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could keep going on.
No, we're not going to take you keep going. Sadie, I want to answer your question, but I don't want it to throw us off, darling, because that's a whole nother thing.
What's she say?
Sadie says, why do some pastors pick and choose people who they help in church, even though you're a faithful member? To me, that's condition.
Yeah, that's true.
It is.
Take everybody to court. Let the eyes sit on the witness stand.
I'll put it like this, Sadie. Having been pastors, sometimes we look at people and we see something in them that they don't see in themselves, and we try to help them to bring that out, or we favor them because we see that in them and we know it's a gift or whatever, or we see something good in them, and so we do more for those than we do others, and that's totally egoic, but that's exactly what happens. So, okay. Yeah, Brother James. Yes, he is funny. That's not the word for
it. Brother James, he's been with us for you. Brother James Dixon came to us years ago, and it was through him that he helped me to learn what I do know. Him and Vincent Crenshaw and Vincent Kidd, all them boys used to come, and I learned something about music, being in their presence.
Oh, you loved it.
It was a moment.
He was a wannabe. He was in there, hanging in there with y'all.
I did what I could, but I found out
they
so much.
They accepted you, though.
Yeah,
they accepted you. They let you play with them.
And I messing up, but they still they smoothed them notes out. Yeah,
they did. They covered you in that area. They let you, and it was a lot of times a conflict of interest because you were the one who were in leadership.
Yeah.
They were.
They didn't want me to tell
you.
them. They didn't want me to tell them. One of them got up and was walking out, and I stopped him.
Yeah.
And I said, "My God ain't gonna worship yours."
Yeah.
And he turned around and come back, and I'm glad he did because we need each other. Don't care whether you like it or not. We still need each other.
I want to speak again to Sadie about what she mentioned about pastors and all. Sometimes too, Sadie, and I know this happens a lot of times in families as well. There will be, if it's more than one child in the family, a lot of times the parents will spend more time working with one than they do the other. And it's not because they love them more or they think they're more special. Sometimes it's because they think they're weaker and they need more help. And they feel like the other one is more self-sufficient. So it'll look one-sided a lot of times in those cases.
We were told about a lady. We were praying. They were praying for this guy. This other lady was praying for this other lady. She was real heavy, and this little bitty skinny man was a catcher.
There you go.
And so somebody laid.
This is a church blooper.
Yeah,
this is a church blooper.
This heavy lady was.
She was very heavy.
And so what the person did, laid hands on them, they fall backwards.
Yeah, the catcher was a little bitty man.
Yeah, and they laid hands on this big old lady, and she fell. But when she fell, her head hit him in his stomach, and he bowled him over. He
turned over like this.
When he went over, her dress went up.
And she was going on the floor,
So he
get the picture.
She knocked his feet out from under him, and he landed with his crotch in her face, and his face being between her legs. And you talking about Jesus had a time. Jesus was down on the floor trying to get his breath, and that woman and Jesus was her trying to get her breath.
He had to get delivered.
Yes, he did. He lost his mind. He was really cracked, split down the middle, and they were just struggling, just a wiggling, trying to. Oh Lord, have mercy. I can tell you some things that happened.
We've got some church bloopers. You're right. We could have gotten on America's.
We had a prayer line one time all the way out the door. People coming in, and one girl came down through there and laid hands on it. She went out and she went to wiggle, throw the legs up in there. She had a hole in her.
Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny.
Well, I'm just telling people what.
But I can tell you one that is funny. Okay. Remember, we were in the church on the
McConnell.
Yeah, McConnell Road. Mm-hmm. The first building we had, the first little brick church we had, and he had a center aisle, mm-hmm. and we had everybody line up in that center aisle, and they went all the way back to the vestibule. That's how long the line was. Mm-hmm. And he was laying hands on them in the front. Mm-hmm. And when you laid hands on whoever was in the front, she went down or he went down, and they fell like dominoes. And I'll never forget, mm-hmm. Butch, his name was Butch, mm-hmm. he fell out the front door.
Yeah, he was out there. The door, it was so many people you couldn't close the door, and it was lying all the way out to the sidewalk, and they were just falling like dominoes.
He fell out the door.
Yeah, fell out the door out in the street. I said, Lord have mercy.
Sadie said that's a Kodak moment. You're right, honey. You're right. We've got some church bloopers, but look back on it now, it was so much fun.
We had microphones up in the ceiling now where you could hear everybody. And so we, at the end of the service, we dismissed the service, and everybody stand. This little boy was in the order, and we would always at the end say amen. But when we said that, the microphone was open for everything. This little boy, when we said amen, he passed gas right there in the church.
And this is it. This church had no cloth hardly anywhere. It's mostly wood panels and wood mm-hmm. floors.
Old time
everything
benches.
was hard. So it was echoed all the way through.
And if you're not careful with that, you sit on one of them benches and they squeak. You get up and pinch your butt when you get up.
Yep.
Oh Lord!
And I remember the day that we had a packed church that day.
Oh Lord!
And it was hot.
Lord,
and this guy, he was testifying about how God had blessed him with a
Yeah,
house.
I was about to say that.
He stood up. He said, I just want to thank God. He said, I want to thank God for blessing me with a house. And he didn't give me no damn shack. Everybody went, ooh.
We turn around looking, ooh. Oh, we had some time.
Now we got to get off of this train. We had a bunch of good times. But there is a ghost in the shell.
Uh-oh.
There's a ghost in the shell, and it's the Holy Ghost
it's
in the
ghost
shell.
Of God.
It's a ghost in the shell.
All right. Okay. Now, we got past the comedy scene. What is it that makes us feel like we got to prove that what God told us is true? Okay?
And what do you mean when you say that?
If we've had enough experience, when people called me on the phone and said, Miss Sawyer, we need to talk to you, but we need to talk to your husband, but would you ask him to give you permission to discuss this? And I tell him, I said, well, she's me.
Yeah.
I said, okay, you got it. She got it. That's all you need. I don't need rings on her finger of mine to tell me that I have finally entered into rest.
And what you're saying
that's right.
You don't have to have evidence that God is present and God is.
The proof of the cake is in eating. And listen, you sit down at the table and you drink water. It goes down into the inner core of the digestive system. Once it leaves your mouth and your hands in your mouth and get inside, it is assimilated. It is no longer a separate entity or individualized. It becomes digested into the system. I am convinced, Vincent, I am convinced that God has assimilated himself through every opening, every part of our anatomy, RNA, DNA cells. He is the actual truth of our existence.
We have believed for the majority of our life that this body is who I am.
That's right.
And
we celebrate it
and even now, knowing what we know, there are days when the body gets off kilter and we so identify with it.
We were having a birthday party in a kitchen here at the house. And this was before my mother-in-law.
Don't talk about my mom.
Passed. I won't talk about your mama. And we lit the candle. And at her age, you couldn't put enough candles on the cake. The cake wouldn't hold it. So we had to lit the candles, and everybody standing around the table. And we had everybody sing happy birthday, lit the candle. And, at the end, she's supposed to blow out the candles.
Yeah, she blew them out.
Well, she blew them out, but she didn't have her teeth.
Before she blew them out, she took her teeth out.
And when she blew it, instead of going, she said, like that. And then at the end, she said, how many of y'all want a piece? And everybody like a harmony choir said, no.
You can take it home.
Take it home with you. We don't want none. We don't need none now.
I know.
Oh boy, everybody said it at the same time. Oh no, no, we don't take it home with you. But I think she drowned the fire. But anyway,
but when we talk about the I am, what you're doing is affirming your true being.
Yep.
That's what you're doing when you use the I am. If you guys see this curtain moving behind me, it is not the wind. It's baby girl's tail because she's asking for a treat. And you can't hear, I don't think, but she's down there groaning and moaning, trying to get my attention.
And when she wants attention, she'll take her tail and beat against the curtain.
Yeah, and groan, yeah. So she's down there eating treats.
Here it is, 4:00 in the morning. She wants to go outdoors and do her little thing. And I can hear in my sleep when she jump off the bed, because we got a real high canopy bed. She jump off, kaboom, boom, and she'll get down on the floor and she'll groan. Oh,
Sissy said, you talking about my mama.
That's
right, Sissy's talking about my mama, our mama.
Joey, yeah, I'm talking about your mama.
Look, that's not the end of that. When I took Shelly and I went to we took Mama to see her brothers, both her brothers, before they passed. And we were in the airport, and Mom had taken her teeth out in the airport. And Shelly went, Grandma! She was like, oh no, Grandma! And she was walking around without her teeth, with her teeth in her hand. Yeah, don't talk about our mama. She was a sweetie pie. She was a mess, though.
Yes, she was.
She was a mess. So affirm your being with the I ams. Expand the I ams to affirm your being, and allow the mind to agree. Because sometimes when we make affirmations about the I am, what we truly are in our essence, a lot of times the mind will resist it.
The last words my mama gave me before she took a final day of leaving her body, she said, "You always have been stubborn." And I looked, I said, "Huh?" And I didn't know what was coming after that. She said, "You are a butthole." I said, Mama, you never called me that. She said, "Did I say that?" I said, "Yes, you did."
Yeah,
but
she
did.
It
was all in
she
fun.
Did.
And she apologized for it. Yeah. But regardless of what she said or not, it's up to me whether I believe I was or not.
I remember also, I don't know why we're on this tonight, but I remember my mother-in-law, I called her Mom as well. We had taken her to the emergency room because she had an attack of gout and couldn't walk. So we brought her over here to Kernersville, and she got there, and they gave her a dose of prednisone.
Yeah.
And they gave it to her in a shot as an injection. And she was so hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
And alert and energetic. And she started talking about everything under the sun. Everything. I'm sitting there. I don't know where you were at that moment, but I'm sitting there, and she starts saying,
I was waiting for y'all out front.
She starts saying, "I didn't like you when I first met you.
Oh,
I thought you thought you liked Edith more than you liked me." And I just sat there looking at her like, okay.
And Edith was the lady that my uncle's wife, her great uncle that raised me.
Yeah.
And she her lid come off.
It came out, and she said, "Woo, I feel good." I said, "I bet."
So we took Mama home, and in order to get her from one hospital to another real fast, she had to get up in my Jeep. And my Jeep has got them great big old tires, tractor tires on it. And I wondered how we going to get Mom up in there. So we had to grab her by her buns and pull up in there. And she raised her leg up. I looked at Mama. I said, "Mama," I said, "I don't mean no harm, but you ain't had your leg up that high in a long time, girl."
Now, why are we talking about this tonight?
Talking about, did you hear her?
Hear what?
She growling over there.
I know
she done took things serious over there. She done got
She's demanded. Eating them all, but it's all gone.
But we even had a Kodak moment with our parents and our loved ones.
I think enlightenment is when life lightens up as well. Right. So a lot of times we're just lighthearted, and that happens to us, and we laugh a lot, and so we've just been blessed to grace to have that. But where is this immortal being that you are? It is obviously not your body. And it is not limited, but the body is. When you believe you're that body, you are limiting the truth yourself as that true being. And that's what using the I ams in more practical ways will help you to get past that. Jill says humor is good. Yeah, laughter is good, like a medicine. It's like a medicine.
Well, we are into this place now where the definition of non-doing is shaping us into a full manifestation in rainy days, snowy days, cold days, that God is in this life is not ever going to give off the ideal of reneging on the fact that he is us. He's it's too late now, honey. You're stuck with him, and he's got you, and he knows exactly what to say and do. And I'm going to tell you something, man. People called me on the phone before and said, "I'm going to commit suicide, and I told God to get out of my life, and I don't want to have nothing to do with it." I said, "Honey, let me tell you something. Did you say that for it?" "Yes." I said, "Do you think he heard you?" "Yes." I said, "No, he didn't."
You said, did he pay you any attention?
Did he pay? If he did pay any attention to you, you wouldn't be talking to me on the telephone.
Yes.
So here's my
say this is another I am.
Here she go.
I am life in all dimensions.
Yes. Yes.
I am life in all dimensions. That means I am not restricted to this third dimension, this 3 dimensions, this up and down, right, left, back and forth. I'm not restricted to the body and its limitations.
Yes.
I am more than this body. I am life in all dimensions.
All dimensions.
Yes, I am life in all dimensions.
When I realize that we are the omnipotent, omnipresence of God, there are dimensions that we are in doing different things according to the eternalness of God. That when you look into it, it will actually blow your ego's mind out of socket. And remember, I told you, ego is nothing but a ghost with a bad toothache. And we are actually universal consciousness, and expanding this to the point of knowing and seeing is accepting it.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing in our classes.
So instead of identifying wholeheartedly with your body, why not try identifying with that comes from within, that one that can hear and see and speak without the body, and know that is who you are. That is your own awareness. That is your true being. A lot of times people say when they have those abilities to hear and speak and see without the body, they say that's the mind doing it. It's not the mind.
We call this entering in deliberately, entering into the intelligence of our super self. Hot dog. Boy, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I like that
you
too.
guys are so richly blessed. We want you to meditate on these things.
Yeah, and there's another scripture. It's in Ezekiel, I think it is, where it talks about every man in the chamber of his imagery. You have inside of you a whole movie screen, a whole movie theater. And that is where you build your stories. So when you have a story, your life story, you can realize that it is simply the screen and the images. It is not necessarily true. So this is where another place where you can use the I ams to change the story that's running on your internal movie.
The I am state is the awareness of beingness of God in everything. Not anything is omitted. Yes. When you say, I'm going to make Jesus Lord, okay, look out.
You really can't make him Lord.
No, you can't make somebody Lord that's already Lord.
It's already Lord.
If you're going to leave this, I always ask the question, what happens to the Spirit of God when the body stops? Oh, I finally saw it. When you leave, it gives off the ideal that something left the body through awareness. But in actuality, that you are in it and outside of it is the same awareness.
Yes. Yes. Now, I'm going to put this up because I want you guys to see it. Lisa Natoli said this in one of her sessions. I was listening to her. She said, money won't fall out of the sky. Ideas are God's currency. Give out of an abundance mindset. Don't block the manifestation. Don't block the manifestation by giving it out of a poverty or lack mindset. Open the gates to receive by just saying thank you. And I want to say this to you guys. We appreciate all of your giving.
Yes.
But if you don't give to us, if you can't find it in your heart to give to us or to Cornerstone, then give to somebody to keep the flow going.
Yes.
Keep that flow going in your life. So having said that, I'm going to show you how you can give to us, which you already know, but I want to put it up anyhow.
Yes.
Let you guys see that. And we appreciate everything that you've done, everything that you've given. And we hope that you will continue to support Cornerstone as you have before. And we are going to take off here. I think we will be back on Thursday, though. Thursday at 12:30. And I'm hoping Pastor Norman will be there with us. If you're still with us, Pastor Norman, let us know if you're going to be with us on Thursday at 12:30.
Okay.
That's for impromptu. We have the greatest conversations.
Yeah.
We really do. We have some great conversations. So Jill said she's driving. Okay, that means you can't put what you normally put up every week. That's okay, baby. It's okay, because I have it up here where they can get it and they can go ahead and give. We know that you love us and you're gonna give to us and you're gonna make everything all right. And when you give, know that you're just causing the flow to open up.
And you're helping us to keep this going.
Yeah.
I would not have known any of you.
Yeah, I know.
If Jesus wasn't Lord, if Christ wasn't the Lord, we would not be in this today.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic, or the damn panic, whatever you want to call it, was a door that opened us up to you guys, Dr. Greason and Jill and all you guys out there, and Vincent and all. Of course, we know some of you, the ones that are new that came into our life.
Let us know.
Thank you.
Let us know if you got anything out of tonight. I know we cut up a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
But let us know if you got anything out of what we said tonight. And use your I ams. Use the I ams.
Please do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All righty. We love you. And we'll see you again on Thursday at 12:30. If you can't be there, we'll be back on Sunday at 10.
Y'all hold it down.
Hold it down and what?
On both sides of the road, left side, right side, hold it down in the middle and keep it working.
Yeah. Keep it working.